Hi everybody, this is week number 5, I think, for the Tuesday night race. Have a spectacularly beautiful night, and all this week orcas have been visiting Deep Cove. Not an orca, but I got Chris Dobrovolny here, longtime Tuesday night racer, surf ski guy, sometimes SUP guy. You've raced this SUP a few times, haven't you?
A few times, yeah. It's my 20th year.
20th year of racing.
Anniversary.
Wow, that's great. What keeps you coming back to the Tuesday night race, Chris?
Oh, I just love the racing, love the competition, and yeah, it's super fun. You can't beat it.
Chris is having a really good season so far. He's up there in the top 5.
Retirement helps.
Retirement. Oh, well. You don't look a day over 55. So we're going to go through the course. Bikini Rock. Sometimes the people don't see it. It's a little hard to see, and sometimes we veer off, we get way off course, and then all of a sudden correct at the last minute. Now we have, this is Hamber Island, and so they've put optional portage risk. So it's quite shallow through here, and you know, you might scrape your rudder, so I'm betting that most people are going to go around and play it safe, eh? What do you think?
I think so. It does look shorter though, so you may, you know, jump out, drag your boat over the sand, jump back in, you might be faster. So I'm thinking about that.
They have all these signs there, do not walk on the sandbar. Don't care about that, okay. And then we come down here by Boulder, and we got these 5-knot cans, or this is a post, actually a light, and then a big crossing all the way across the thing, and there's another 5-knot can, and then back through Grey Rocks.
Inlet, Bob. Inlet.
Channel. Anyway.
All right, racers. For those of you who are sitting down, your race starts within 5 seconds.
All right, we're back for some more commentary for this week's TNR. You've got Mike here, and I've got Seth joining me today.
Thanks for having me. I'm just a substitute.
Substitute for Bob. Yes.
Substitute for Bob.
All right, we're into the action right away here. Great drone shots from Liam. You can see the surf ski crew leading off. There you are in the Think Zen tonight.
Yes, sir. I just saw Steve cutting hard right.
So he took a different line there. Huh?
Yes.
There's that Brian and Trista in the double. Great shots. Here's the SUP start.
Do you think about where you orient yourself on the line?
I definitely do on an important race. On Tuesdays, I usually just get up there and find a spot, but I like to find clean water as quick as possible. So if I'm being strategic, yes, I'll put myself where I think I'll get some good clean water.
Yeah. I guess you're usually one of the last ones onto the water.
Usually, yes. Yeah, we don't get many warm-ups in. Oh, Mike Bremner, full summer mode
He's
here.
looking good.
Yeah.
Looking strong.
And Tim Quarles. Well, there's Mark Reisdorf. He was back after a couple years off. He's got the old Starboard K15. That's a classic board, that one.
Probably one of the first race boards.
Yeah, I was telling him we had one in the fleet years ago. We all used to fight over it on Tuesdays.
Oh, that was the board?
Yep, that was the one. There's Brian and Steve.
Tim again?
Back to Tim. Yeah, I can kind of see Allison Wood in the background. There's Shauna.
Shauna's back racing. That's awesome.
There's that K15 again. There's Richard in the back on his inflatable. Richard does a good job making that thing move pretty quick.
If he decides to get onto a race board, you guys are all in trouble.
All right, back to the drone, getting to the front of the surf ski group here. There's Rob Magus in his V1.
Big Daddy's up there off the start.
So what's the difference for you when you take out the Zen? So it's a shorter boat, a little bit wider than what you typically would race, just for a little extra resistance training, is that?
Yeah, it's a great strength workout, and also just really working on drafting and just trying to hang on for dear life rather than try to set the pace.
Yeah, you got to be more strategic when you don't have as fast a boat as the other people around you.
Yeah, and it's pretty good when you're on a draft, but the moment you either fall off or try to make a pull of your own, it's really, really tough.
You don't have that passing speed.
Yeah.
So this is always a fun part of this race. So this race we're going, the first marker is the 5-knot buoy there, and then we cross Indian Arm over to Bikini Rock, and it's always fun to see. Bikini Rock is hard to see. You kind of have to know it's there. And so the lines are always interesting here.
Yeah. You guys said we were taking the wrong line.
I thought everyone went a little too far left. You'll see that come up.
That's a good sup pack you got there.
Yeah. So Elias and I led out a little bit and didn't maybe go as hard as we could off the start. So we, a couple guys jumped on. There's young Bailey,
Right.
one of our summer beach volunteers.
This is the father-son battle right there.
Oh, and
That's
the OCs.
Chris and Dave Ross.
Here we are coming around Bikini Rock.
Gotta watch. I nearly hit a rock right there. You gotta watch out.
Yeah, you either got to get lucky or you got to know where the rocks are out there.
Yeah.
There's Chris pulling ahead of Shane.
He's just retired, right? So he's paddling really well.
Martin's out of the sea kayak this week and then back into his surf ski.
It's about time.
Here's
Jonathan.
Brian and Trista. Yeah, Jonathan doing a little side wash there.
Yeah, I bet that boat has a great side wash.
Side wash is nice because it puts you in a better position to make a move.
Totally. If you're coming off the back wash, you have to like get up and over the next wave to get to the side wash, and then you can make a move.
Pretty impressive for Robbie doing with a single blade paddle to be right up there in that lead group.
And he's thinking about steering it too.
That's right. Yeah, no rudder. There's Bob.
Bob looks like he had a bit of a late start. Like he definitely moved up, but maybe that was some of the controversy that I'm sure we'll get to.
Yes, I think we'll get there. And we've got Dorian and Rob who have upgraded from their typical canoe.
That's my guy Alistair right here. He's looking good there.
Jet alumni.
Yeah, I think he went hard off the start and was suffering by the end.
We were talking about that a little bit last week. It is nice though to test yourself a little bit. Like TNR is a good chance to maybe go harder than you would off the start and see how you feel.
Yeah.
Nice, we got Graham there.
Jody Boats.
Who's that? Jody Boats. Jamie Sterling.
One of the great paddlers' names
out
there. Jody Boats, you have to be a paddler or a water person of some kind. Lindsay.
Lindsay. Colleen Cannon, another good, talking about the all-name team.
Yeah,
right.
Colleen Cannon.
CC.
Name.
Yep.
Some alliteration in there.
Is that Damien? I hope I got that one right. Nice epic V9 and great boat.
Anastasio in the I think ace right there. He's registered in the Road to Ambleside course.
Well, there's newlywed Dave Morros.
Oof.
Congrats to Dave and Kat.
The ring on his left paddling hand.
He's letting us a good little group. It is fun on Tuesdays. Like, drafting is pretty open. So the OCs are getting in there. I spent some time behind Jay and his OC drafting him too. There's Buzz and Nat. And Diane McQueen.
I need to time some more races so I have all the names easily.
You just got to be friendly, just got to talk to everybody.
I should try that. Yeah. Chris Mulder, local basketball legend as well as surf ski paddler.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, he's been.
There's Jay. Jay's your guy if you need some physio, some rehab. Former pro athletic trainer.
Or some carbon fiber work.
Yeah.
There you guys are.
Here we are. So yeah, I took some time up at the front this week, which was good. Let Elias rest a little. Peter Allen hanging on to us. Great to see Isaac jumping up. Jimmy Takamura back. Jimmy devotes his winters to snowboarding. He's a pretty avid snowboarder.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but told me he's got about 2 weeks left before he's gonna switch back to summer mode.
Oh, he's still snowboarding.
Still going.
Wow.
Nice Tommy Huckle on the starboard sprint. And that's France there in the V8. I was bugging Suzanne. This is Suzanne and Monique because we did come up past them and they're just chatting away. I asked if they actually, they said, think how much faster we'd go if we didn't just chat the whole time. Yeah. But TNR is as much about being social as it is about the paddling.
Absolutely.
See, Shauna's got some great little shoulder rotation there in her stroke to generate power.
Yeah. Kind of a crossover between surf ski and paddleboarding stroke.
Nice Allison Wood and Greg Kabatoff there. I think this is his first race back this year.
I talked to Allison in the winter and she says she's going on 3-hour paddles weekly.
Oh, wow.
All winter.
Nice. So I think Colin heard the heard the commentary last week and had to bring the dog out after I made comment that he needed to prove how fast he is with his dog on board.
It's a chill retriever.
Yeah. That was one there. There's Sheena Bull.
That was a sweet looking board.
Yeah, it's a cool board. And Sheena's newer to the stand-up race scene, but getting right in it.
Yeah. Looking strong. You just see like that weight coming off the bow is so
Spray.
cool.
I can't remember, there was this, someone was, maybe it was a Bob Story was telling him when he came out, and then he said, oh, how was your race? And he's like, oh, it was good, except I got beat by a guy on a sup with a dog.
That's the ultimate defeat.
They're allowed to go.
There he is.
So we're coming up to where we had some options in the course here. So we knew the tide was going to be very close to letting us pass under the Hamber Island Bridge, but it was going to be dicey. So we gave people the option. This is around the outside. We don't have any footage of the inside path, but there were some people who chose to risk either grounding or doing a little portage over the sandbar there. And by the time I got through, it was basically clear.
Yeah? Did
Yeah,
you stay on your board the whole time?
I was a little nervous, so I cautiously hopped off quick, but I feel like we jumped here. Where are we?
Yeah, this is on the way back now.
Yeah, so this is coming around the back.
We were going 4 kilometers an hour faster than we were on the way out because it was max flood right at the time, and we were going significantly faster on the way back than the way out.
That's one of those things that unless you're really in tune with how your craft feels, that's where GPS can really come in handy.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll be paddling, you might think you're doing well, but yeah, we definitely had some flood current. So
yeah, we put a little gap on these guys, but they managed. They got back on. I think this is Shane making the big pull to get back on, and then they were back on and they were chatting again.
Well, sometimes that's the way to go, is to paddle beside someone. Right? If you get in a draft, then usually the leader they'll take a little off because they don't want to pull you at max effort.
Yeah.
But if you go side by side, you can push each other to catch back up.
Looking back at Martin there, I really like Martin's forward stroke. It's very precise, very efficient.
Yeah.
Maybe something to do with his heritage.
Bob coming through.
Yeah.
Is that Cynthia coming up
Yeah.
behind him? It is. Look at that. Good job. Andreas. Sorry, interest.
I wonder if this is where a bit of the controversy comes into play.
Oh, that's right.
Because they were ahead of Bob.
There were some people that missed the course. So times are a little skewed, but you know what? It's Tuesday night, everyone. So you know if you did the right course that your time is legit. There was plenty of banter in the parking lot and in the yacht club after this one.
Yeah. I think me and Steve can take a bit of the credit. We definitely did not include the lighthouse. We hit the 3 5-knot buoys, but
there was some discussion that I need to have a sit down with maybe you and Steve at the beginning of every Tuesday as the leaders of the pack.
make sure there's full understanding there.
Yeah.
Speaking of good technique, Matt's got really good technique too.
Like with Matt, you can really see, if you look at the PFD on their back, you can tell who's getting good rotation by kind of watching how that PFD shifts. Sean Hulsher around in the corner. So we got a little bit of waves coming in here, a little more wind as we get closer to Kate's Park and Burrard Inlet. Great view coming back. We just caught the kind of the last day of that nice weather we've had here.
Beautiful. This is a guy who's met Graham from Ocean Paddle Sports. His dad owns Ocean Paddle Sports.
That's right. He was our newbie winner last night. I think,
good for him.
Yeah.
Alistair's got to keep his paddle even in his hands. He's got more of his paddle on his left side than his right. That's a very common thing I find, all Ross boys. In sort of ski paddling, as you get tired, my hands start to creep in, but other folks will shift one way or the other.
Right. You start to favor one side, maybe your strong side.
Yeah. But that just promotes the imbalance at that point. Look at Lindsay's knees here. You can tell she's leg driving really effectively.
Yeah, it's like another good indicator for sure.
That's how you get your butt cuts. When you rotate enough in your seat, you start to rub raw your tailbone.
Seat chafing.
Yeah. It's a rite of passage.
Joys of surf ski paddling. That's why I like SUP. We don't get any any of that.
Come try surf ski. You can have your,
Yeah.
your butt cuts.
There's Sam Goheen. We get it out in his V1.
His kid can paddle surf ski well too.
Nice.
He's one of the ex-Jets athletes.
Yeah, Carly likes the stories. Him and his kid used to come out to the dock when he was just little.
Oh,
Because
cool.
he loved watching the race
Oh,
start.
man.
As a little kid, they'd walk over, and
Oh, I didn't know
it's
that.
pretty cool that he participates now.
Here we go.
So I was drafting Elias here, but then I saw the camera boat, so I had
Yeah.
to pop out and show that I could do it on my own too.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get a little side wash on Elias here. SUP, one thing that's interesting in SUP too is you can tell when you're drafting someone if they've got a strong side.
Right.
So I can tell, like, when Elias is on his left, for example, didn't quite have the same speed, and he'd shift to his right and he'd pull away from me just a little bit.
Right. Interesting.
He knows that.
Yeah. How would you go about fixing that?
You just got to spend more time on that side, maybe a little time in the gym, and you want to try to be balanced, but everyone's going to have a dominant side.
Yeah.
Old Tommy Huckle, nice shot, Tommy.
Yeah. He gets that full extension on that lower arm, which I really like. Ooh, little brace.
Little bobble. Nice Shauna getting on the draft. Shauna's one wanting to work on her drafting for sure, so
Nice.
it's good to see her getting in behind Mike there.
Whenever I race up, I always tell myself I'm not going to hinge at the hip and like bend all the way down. And in the last 2 kilometers, every time.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about the hinge a little bit last week. It's
Yeah.
definitely, you need some forward momentum and
Yeah.
to go on that, but if you spend the whole race hinging up and down, your lower back feels
Yeah, I
it.
had to take it.
You can see everyone bobbling a little bit on the subs and the
Yeah.
side chop there. Yeah. That's always tough when you've got that little bit of chop from the side. Here's Brian and Mabel. One of our junior racers.
She's right up behind him.
Yep.
Maybe going for a pass here.
Yeah. Nice. I was looking at this. Moving on the NSP there.
Lee Moore. Check out her podcast. It's called the Eddie Line Podcast.
Eddie
It
Line
talks
Podcast,
everything, everything sea kayaking.
Very cool. Sarah coming through and Wayne.
Is this a weekly battle? Do these two tend to stick together?
That's a good question. I know Wayne was talking about, just trying to pick someone new and keep moving up there. Well, it looks like Wayne's ahead of Amanda this week, which I don't think was the case a week or two ago. So
Maybe a little
could
course
be the course
controversy.
adjustment. We'll see. Yeah. Anton is an all-star. Admittedly, he's told me he's still getting used to the hard boards. He's been on inflatables for a long time until he
Right.
got that race board. Sienna McLean riding Axel's board tonight.
Oh yeah, you didn't have the young gun out tonight.
No, we had,
Maybe a week off for the old guys.
nice back coming into the cove. We were looking at these shots and they're so great to look at where we get the paddle. Just wondering if anyone out there is watching these from afar who's not a participant. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. So let us know where you're watching these race videos from. So Shane looks like he's dropping off here.
Yeah.
Steve's gonna make a push. You probably knew, given the boat you were in, that if Steve went, you probably weren't gonna be able to match.
He's honestly, if it comes down to the finish line with Steve, like I rarely like my odds. He's got a really amazing, as you can see.
Look at that PFD in
Yeah.
his back, right? You can see how much rotation he's getting.
Yeah, and just his cadence is so hard to match. Like once he really chooses to accelerate, it's tough times. You got Steve Eslar on the dock. I think he's a little sick.
And taking the night off. There's Bob drafting the double. Typical Bob fashion, right?
I was yelling at him to get up on that side wash, but like we said earlier, it's hard to get from the back to the side. Brian and Trista are one of those people that you can tell like they paddle together a lot. Sometimes when you get double partners, it's not always the similar strokes, but they're just so in sync.
Strategy-wise, you put whoever's in the front is sort of setting the pace, and it's the person in the back's job to match. Is that
Yeah.
pretty much how it goes?
Yeah, and like even if the person in the back is slightly ahead, that will actually accelerate the person in the front stroke, And so that'll keep you in sync a little bit better. It's harder if the person in the back is a second or millisecond behind.
Right, you can feel it too,
Yeah.
right? When that person
yeah.
doesn't match.
Yeah.
We're saying is Warren, Russ, Scotty. Looks like that order's probably going to hold to the finish there.
Nobody looks like they're making any big moves. Is that you on this? Who's that on this side?
On the star, that'll be Merrill there. So Merrill came up from Seattle, prepping for Board the Fjord. Merrill came up early. We had a nice paddle this morning, actually. Yeah, once again, Rob impressive on the V1 to be right up there with Sirski's.
Michael Lim in the back there was talking a few technique points, and what I noticed about Michael is he rotates really, really well back, but I was telling him to work on pointing that shoulder and trying to pre-rotate before sticking the paddle in the water.
Wind it up. Getting a little more torque.
Look at Jamie go though. Wow.
Nice, good job, Jamie.
Got his legs going. Oh,
Man, Rob's really up in the cadence trying to get the finish.
Yeah.
This is good.
And Jamie's got it.
And that's again what's fun about TNR, right? Sirski and a V1 can race each other, and just doesn't matter who you're racing, just find some competition. Speaking of the race,
this is the father-son. So
that's son out front.
Yeah, that's Chris, longtime basketball rival of mine. And then his dad has done, Bob was saying last week, he's done the Yukon River Quest, I believe a few times, and very competent rower. Looks like Chris might have gone a bit too early.
Is that what happened? So the veteran is
Yes.
going to have the smart play?
Yes. A little fatherly discipline.
Yeah, I'm looking at the results right now. It is 0.4 seconds that separates them on the finish line here. Yeah, that's always interesting. Oh, that is close. That's not even 0.4 seconds. That's about as fast as Carly can tap the times to finish. Linda and Lenny. Nice. V9 versus V10. Generally, the bigger the number, the longer and narrower the boat is. Not always exactly the case, but when it comes to epic, that's how it goes.
Lenny's making a move.
I'm gonna run out of time here. Time and space. That's a hard thing. Maybe Sirski, you can get a little more acceleration, but on the SUP, moves take a long time.
Right.
So you have to have it in you to make a move for 500 meters or more sometimes.
When do you think about starting your final sprint if you're coming up to the finish line, neck and neck with someone?
It depends. If I'm behind and I have to pull out of a draft, it has to happen early.
Right.
If we're side by side, then I'll usually wait it out as long as I can.
Right, yeah. Yeah, go as late as possible.
Yeah, but yeah, if you have to pull out from a draft and try to get even with someone, then yeah, you got to work. There you go. There's dog number 2. I think there was 3 dogs on the course tonight.
Dog category.
Yep. That's Natalia there. I don't know the dog's name. Sorry, we'll have to get that in the results.
Oh,
there we go. Our boxer is back. I think that's Anya.
And I think there should be something to be considered about the weight of the dog too. We could have different canine weight classes.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably choose the wiener dog if I had to have one on the board. I think that's Damien again in the V9. Colleen Cannon, I think 6. Yeah, we'll try to see if we can get everyone in these videos here. Hopefully you find yourself in there. We had over 100 racers last night, which is an awesome turnout for especially for May. Here's Erica. Thanks to Erica, we got another sponsor this year. So Baker Tilly, sponsoring Tuesday Night Racing as a gold sponsor. A big shout out to Baker Tilly and thanks Erica. Nice paddling with Peter Allen. Got some good technique there. I did maybe witness this double kayak going under one dock.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just maybe.
Oh, they know the rules.
Yeah. They, I definitely called them out. They didn't even turn around. So here we go. This is me.
Come on, Mike.
Thinking about. There we go. So you can see me pick up the pace to try to push over. Elias will either hear it or see it, and you can see him start to pick up and go too. And I said I'd have a number of excuses as to why, but now so Elias's board is a couple inches narrower than mine.
Yeah.
And he is about half my age.
Is it?
Yeah, I could keep going if you want. He did tell me he did this race fueled on nachos and ice cream, though.
Yeah.
So
And it was ice cream, nachos, and then pizza in that order.
in that
Is
one,
where-
well done. So he told you too. I don't know if that's an excuse or maybe I should get on the
Yeah.
ice cream and nachos
Yeah.
train. So here is just about having gas in the tank at the end, and I just didn't have it for that top end push. A little more training needed for me. I made him work for it though.
Yeah, no, that's all you can do.
Well, once again, thanks to our sponsors. We have Board the Fjord coming up Saturday, May 9th. Once again, if you're watching this video from somewhere abroad, let us know where you're watching from. We love to know who's tuning into these videos. Thanks to our sponsors, Coast Outdoors, our title sponsor. If you want more racing, don't forget the Wave Chaser at Jericho on Thursday nights. And if you want to build your skills in a surf ski, we've got the Road to Ambleside course to learn how to paddle in the tide rip at Ambleside, which is maybe the most fun you can have locally in a surf ski, I'd say.